Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to AI for Breakfast, Skyton Academy's bi-weekly deep dive into the world of artificial intelligence, where we serve hot news, fast, simplified, so everybody can stay ahead of the curve. Today is April 5th, 2025, and this past week in AI has been nothing short of historic. Major players made power moves, new tools have been dropped, and the line between imagination and reality got even thinner. So whether you're here to learn, build, or just keep up, we got you. Grab your coffee, silence the noise, lock in. Because what's happening in AI right now is shaping the future, whether you know it or not. All right, so the first thing I want to get into is how fast this technology is moving, how fast this industry is emerging, and how AI automation is being implemented into damn near everything that exists. All right. So, anybody here, I want you guys to drop a one in the chat. Have you guys ever heard of a gentleman by the name of Alan Turing? If you have, drop a one in the chat. If you haven't, drop a two. All right, bet. All right. So, just so you guys know, back in the 1950s, it was a gentleman by the name of Alan Turing. He asked a huge question. He asked, and it was simple, right? Can machines think? To find out, he created a test. It was super simple, right? Have a human talk to both a person and a machine through messages. If they couldn't tell which one was the machine passed. And this became known as the Turing test, right? And for over 70 years, no machine had ever truly passed it until now. In a new study, and this just happened within the last week, in a new study from UC San Diego, researchers ran this exact same test again, right? And remember, this has been 70 years, but now they did it with today's AI. They had people talk to two unknown chat partners. One was a real human, the other one was ChatGPT 4.5. This is the new version of artificial intelligence. So I'm gonna break down exactly what happened. 73% of the time, people thought that AI was an actual human. Even crazier, in some of the groups, that number went up to 75%. The older models like ChatGPT 4.0, El Llama, if I'm saying that correctly, and then Eliza, they were easily spotted as machines. But ChatGPT 4.5, it told jokes, it gave opinions, it even acted like it knew how to bake a cupcake. Now, this is crazy. Like, this is huge because this isn't just about a machine sounding smart. This is about a machine sounding human. Now, the key takeaways for this is again, the Turing test has officially been passed now after 70 years, and it was done with today's AI. I have to keep pounding that point home because ChatGPT 4.5 convinced most people that it was an actual human. And this wasn't just a lucky guess. The test was run multiple times with different people, different conversations, and it all came back with the same exact results. It finally passed. Now, this is a major turning point for AI, right? It's not just good at answering questions anymore. It knows how to act, it knows how to feel and respond like a real person, like a real human interaction. If me and Daniel had a conversation and we were talking back and forth, we would know that we're humans, right? Just because of the inflections, maybe the culture, the way we sound, the different colloquialisms that we share, we would know this. But nowadays, the world is becoming all digital. So now you're interacting with artificial intelligence on many interfaces, and you may not even have a clue that this is artificial intelligence. So this is big news. All right, now what this means? Well, let's get into why this matters, right? It means that AI can now blend in, right? It's both amazing and risky all at the same time. It could be used to help, like talking to people who feel lonely, going through depression, etc. Or it could be used to trick people, scam people, right? Pretending to be real people. And we've been seeing this repeatedly, especially in a financial realm. All right. Now it changes how we trust what we read and what we hear online. If a machine can sound real, we all need to start asking questions. Who, what is really talking to me? Like you cannot just automatically assume anymore that it's an actual person. It opens the door for AI to be absolutely everywhere. Teachers, therapists, friends, even fake celebrities. The line between human and machine is officially blurred. All right. Now, how does this impact everyday people? Is the one question that I know you guys just want to know. Customer service calls may soon be handled 100% by AI, and you won't even notice it. Let me give you guys a real time example. So, last week, my son wanted fries from Bojangles. I'm like, bro, we don't eat that. He's like, man, I want that. I want that. Please, like, let me get some fries. Cool. So I pull over, I give in, we go through the drive-through. It's a like a long pause. I'm waiting for the person to come on so I can give a little quick honk. The AI starts. I automatically pick that it's artificial intelligence. Not only does it take my order, there's a kiosk that takes the payment and it actually thanked me, read my order back and everything for me, and told me to have a good day. Normally, when you go into, I guess, any kind of establishment, you see a multitude of workers. Everybody's handling their own, specialty, right? One person's on a grill, one person's handling registers, one at the window, one person cooking, whatever. This particular instance, I looked into the window, there was two people inside, and the AI took my order and everything else that I needed. So if that doesn't show you the times that we are currently in, everybody is due for a wake-up call. All right. Now, dating apps, emails, DMs, text messages, whatever, SMS automation, they can all be done with bots that feel 100% real, feel like humans. Kids, seniors, families, they all need to learn how to tell the difference because not everything is going to feel like a human anymore. We're officially in the digital age. So now jobs and education, they're going to continue to change fast. And I know I'm talking to a lot of adults here who have their own verticals who work, you know, knowing how to work with AI and leverage this technology and not fear it that you're going to be replaced by it. This is going to be major. So I'm going to take a page out of Steve's book. He always, from the beginning of time, has said everyone needs to learn how to upskill. That is the most important gem that I can give you from this story. This isn't sci-fi anymore. It's 100% real, and it's happening faster than people actually think. AI can now fool experts. So it's up to us to stay sharp, stay curious, and really understand how to live and lead in this new digital world. All right. So next, I want to go over just a couple things and I want to share something with you, and then I'll let Steve take the floor. I'll get out the way. So this week in crypto has been just mind blowing, right? Let's dive in. I'm not even going to go through the whole spiel and get you guys hyped. So there was some news that came out maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and they were just saying that hey, AI is in a battle right now where there's multiple players in this industry, and everybody is dropping new tools, new advancements, new upgrades to their existing systems, and everybody is fighting for that dominant space, right? So just in this 1 week alone, I'm going to cover 8 different things, the 8 different advancements that went on. I'll keep it short and brief. First things first out the gate was OpenAI just launched a new image generator, right? This brand new version is called Doll E3, right? Now the key takeaway from this is you can now edit images using sheer text prompts, and images are way more realistic than ever before. Now, why does this matter? You don't have to be a graphic designer anymore. Whether you want a action figure, you want a birthday card, a new company logo, product mock-up, whatever it is, all you have to do is type it up or say it, and AI is going to create it for you. Now, the impact is this is going to save people time, money, and it helps everyday people create art, ads, posts without needing any special skills. Now, I want to show you guys, I want to share something with y'all. So last night, I just was talking with my son, and he created a mock-up image of himself, right? He's a football player. So he made a really great image. I took a note and he used ChatGPT to do this, right? The new image generator from Dolly 3. My wife and I were going on a date today, right? So I said, I wonder how this would look. I took an image of both of us together and I prompted it and I said, I want to see this. So check this out. And this is it's pretty cool too, because it's not spot on, but it's close. Mine's is really close. All right, 1 second. Nobody's not sharing. All right, there you go. Can y'all see this? Steve, you can see this?
Yeah, yeah, it's on.
Okay. All right. So I took an image, right, of myself and my wife together. We had a date night a couple weeks ago. And we weren't dressed up formally, anything like this, right? It was just a picture of both of us beside each other. I told ChatGPT, I gave it the exact prompt. I said, I want us at a fancy dinner, put us in formal attire with, and I described the outfit that I wanted to have on. I said, just put my wife in a dress, put me in a suit with shiny shoes. I'm bald. This is what it gave me. Now I loaded an image first, just so it had context, right? It could compare to our likeness, and this is what it gave me. Now I'm not going to bore you guys with 9 different iterations of this, but this itself lets you know that anybody who has any kind of vertical, you can leverage these tools and they're 100% free. Now, what you have to remember is Dolly 3, this is brand new, right? So with anything that's new, you always are going to have kinks. You have to train it. You have to help develop it. It's a large language model. So you have to feed it information in order for it to give you exactly what you're looking for. So I went back and forth with chat for approximately 30, 40 minutes, right? And I made an entire photo shoot. I'm talking about, I made us on a runway, us at outside Louis Vuitton shopping on Fifth Avenue, just random things that I could think of. I would just put it in chat and it gave me these images back just based on the prompt. So this just goes to show you guys that this thing is going to be amazing, especially when they tool it and they get all the kinks out. Now remember, it just dropped this week. So if it's able to give me these images this fast as an action figure, come on, just imagine what this could do for your business and what you guys are trying to build out there. All right. Now, keep in mind, the one thing that I do want to highlight for this is incredible, right? Because a lot of times when you are trying to get images back, it doesn't really capture the black culture, right? Because there's not a whole lot of developers in the space that are kind of developing images in our likeness, right? A lot of them are just kind of straightforward. They might be, non-melanated in color, etc. If you look at my wife's hair, this is a quote unquote a black hairstyle, right? Big hair, short bobs, the color. I had to fight literally with ChatGPT for probably 20 minutes to say, I want my wife is fair skinned. She's lighter than me. So I told my wife, I told ChatGPT, I need her image to be about 10 shades lighter. And I literally fought with it. And this is the lightest that it got. So there are kinks that's happening. But the great thing about this is now we're starting to see things actually in our likeness. Before, when I used to try to create these images in ChatGPT when I first started, I couldn't get anything remotely close to this. Right. So this is awesome. I actually like this, right? So I do feel the technology is emerging, it's growing better, faster, and before you know it, we're gonna have everything that we absolutely need to be able to keep curating and creating things. All right. Now, the next, Steve, you had some?
No, I wanted to show where you going next?
No, I was just gonna go and run through the list of a couple different things, but if you want to jump in, you can.
Yeah, hold on. That in your next thought, and then I'll pull after.
I bet. So there's another thing that I wanted to show people. Now, this is a new company called Reeve. Reeve dropped what's called it's REVE, Reeve Image, they dropped a new tool that creates super realistic photos from scratch. Now it's kind of similar to what the Dolly 3, but this tool makes fake images that look 100% real. I'm talking about people, places, anything that you can imagine. Now, this is next level creativity, but it also raises questions about what's real and what's fake online. There's going to be a lot of deep fakes that's happening, but now with these images, people can create profiles, talk to you, and scam you. So you have to be aware and abreast. But this is great for artists and brands. But at the end of the day, everybody just needs to be careful and don't trust everything you see because AI might have actually made it. But this Reeve image, this tool is amazing. It is paid as a paid tool, but it's available for everybody. So you guys can Google store it, or I'll drop the link for you on the replay, and you guys can download it and kind of have at it. But it's wild. I seen from this particular tool, someone created a car accident, and there was a person that they asked who worked in the insurance industry, and they basically asked them, what is the process when you get into a car accident? And they told them, hey, you call, you report that you got into an accident, you have to provide a photo, and then we take it from there. We tell you what shop to take it to, they give us the estimate, etc. So what they did was they used this tool to simulate an actual fender bender. They sent the photo in, and the lady was like, if I would have seen this come through my queue, I immediately would have went through the system, found out where they were located, and sent them to an auto body shop. And this is all from AI. So that's wild. I just wanted to put that out there. Like these tools are emerging super fast, guys. So you have to be aware. Steve, talk to him.
I've been using it for the resort in Colombia. Um, and if anybody's new on here, we're in the process of purchasing a resort in Colombia, obviously. So I'm putting things together and I'm doing renderings, right? Normally I would hire somebody to render. And what's changed with chat as of late, or maybe before, but I just started playing around with more of the imaging side of it, is they can actually take your background or whatever real photo you have and implement the renderings there. So I'm telling you, like this thing was literally taking me seconds to do, where I would have had to pay somebody for all the renderings I had. I would have spent some money, even on Fiverr. It would have been a thing, and then I'm going back and forth with it. So if I give the prompt to the guy, by the time they get it back to me, it may not be what I thought, and then you're updating. So what can take me 2, 3 weeks and hundreds of dollars. I don't care, even if it's the cheapest guy from Bangladesh, it wouldn't matter. So I want to share this with you guys. Sharing is off.
Mm, try it again.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the actual real video when we were there. That's my wife in the background. So you see all the bamboo.
Hmm.
This is at towards the end of, well, not this is at the very end of the property where it looks like a beach, but that's actual river, and then the beach isn't too far. So just look at the scenery. All right. Now watch. That deck has since been fixed. So when you look over to the left, that's the actual when you're going upstream, that's the actual beach there. So the
Mm.
beach is probably maybe 100 yards upstream. You can see it from a distance.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So that's it there. So just remember all the bamboo that I showed you. Look at the rendering,
Wow.
right? So I'm saying in seconds, this stuff was generated.
Wow.
So that's the true power of this technology when you're actually utilizing it for work. Am I frozen again?
No, you good.
Okay. Yeah, the time spent, guys, the money saved is it matters in these times because I can actually finish this, on my own without the assistance of anybody, right? So this is like real live renderings, and then the same thing here, right? So this is the pool area there, right? These are the villas, and when you look at,
Wow.
hold on, there was another image I wanted to share with you guys. Show you guys kind of the second go at it. Okay. So that was what it rendered off of that particular image. So now when I go back, I'm gonna take photos at the exact locations of where I need things, and then I'll be able to then utilize chat to not only give me the rendering, right, but I'm gonna take the measurement of the area and I'm gonna ask it to actually develop a plan for me. So now I'm replacing the architect in a sense. Well, I'm offering the plans to the architect, and then that way we could then put it on paper and then just get it stamped. So I'm telling you, like the power of this stuff is astronomical, and it's only getting better by the day. So when you start to like really measure something in your home, like just don't take it and just take a photo and see how the couch is going to look in there. Measure it, and then ask chat to actually make the couch that exact same measurement, height, width, depth, and everything. And then the better you are at the prompting, the better it can give you whatever the end result is. I'm actually using this several different ways. One, pitch deck to introduce the project to people. Two, to eliminate me having to get a guy to actually render it. And three, to actually scale the actual project to know exactly how things are going to fit and how they'll look together and how much space I would need all day. I'm
Mind
talking
blowing.
about hundreds. And listen, if you think I'm playing, these are all my renderings from chat right here. Again, back at the beach area again with the bamboo.
Mhm. Kayaks.
So you can see, like, look, I would have paid hundreds of dollars for this. And I would have, the money is not even the issue. The time to go back and forth would have been the issue,
Mhm.
right? So for me, I'm already visually seeing it. I know exactly what I want. But then when you have to give it to somebody else to effectively, um, you know, carry that out, what your end result could be a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that's the power of Chat GPT for myself, at the moment, and how I'm utilizing it within my vertical. So here's a stat, and then I'm gonna jump. Um, I'll get back on. I just have to take my son somewhere, but I'll be on mobile. The By September 1st, 2025, every student in China is mandated to learn AI from primary schools, and it's starting at the age of 6. So when I tell you that the first world is going to be the third world and the third world is going to be the first world, this is what's going to be the determining factor of this. So at 6 years old, primary schools in China, primary school is going to be mandated to teach those kids AI. So now they're positioning the future. So you see how Trump is saying, oh, bring the money and bring the investments in. He's saying the wrong thing. You got to invest in the education.
Patient.
There's meetings that are happening within American companies where the meeting is held 100% in Mandarin. There's no Americans in the room. So y'all thought the DEI shit was gonna cut whatever. It wasn't for us anyway, so don't even worry about it. But what I'm saying is that's why they threw all the shit out because it don't even matter. There's no human labor in the future. You understand? And when there is, it's going to be that person that properly upskills. So you're not only competing against your peers here in America, but you're competing against somebody, your kids are competing against somebody who at 6 years old is already learning AI. Y'all can't even keep up with that right now because no one has the time to take the courses. No one has the time to do the upskill.
Yeah.
We on borrowed time in America, man. I'm telling you guys, on borrowed time. So it's either you're going to invest properly to just set yourself up and get yourself out the job market, or if you want to be inside the job market, you still need to invest properly. And you have to make room. That's the issue that I'm seeing right now with a lot of people and a lot of students that come through the academy is none of you have time. We give you the time management situation. We're telling you guys that you're going to feel the pain in the future. Trust me, because for every decision or indecision that you make today, it's going to affect you in a few years. And the problem is, we don't have the luxury of operating the same way we used to operate because you could simply do what? Just go apply for a job.
Yep.
What happens when the job market goes away? What's your next move?
Cook.
We buy insurance guys telling me, he's like, Steve, everybody's 401ks are being released to them because they're losing their jobs left and right. Amazon, this is corporate at the corporate level now. I'm not talking about lower level stuff. The technology has already replaced CEOs. So even for me, I've told Champ, like, listen, I'm out of creating verticals, and even to the point, like when you look at the next phase of the academy is, one, the AI agents, two, duplicating what we're doing. And I'm seeing this right now, people actually creating AI versions, not only of myself, just somebody else. So I can create a Spanish lady, and I've seen it. You cannot tell if this person's real or fake. And then I can give him or her the same training information that we give you guys, and we're going to start to transcribe it in different languages. So that's how we're going to open up international markets.
Mm.
So
Power.
you guys could play around if you want with these jobs, but that AI job impact report is telling you exactly from start to finish what the industry is, how it's being affected, what jobs are going to be wiped out first, and then what jobs are going to be created from it. And it just baffles me that we have 750 over plus inside this academy and no one is preparing themselves for this situation. But all of you guys know you're working alongside of some type of robot at work. And I'm not talking about a physical robot.
Yep.
Some type of automation is being done. And y'all just sleep at the wheel. And if I'm not talking to you, then you're fine. You know what I'm saying? But if it's hitting a chord, just know that I'm doing it for an obvious reason because I care.
Yep.
You're too old to not think that you need to learn this stuff. And if not even for yourself, if you ain't positioned correctly, what position do you think you would put your kids in at this point now? Because these schools, like financial literacy, will not teach it. If we the fuck behind, this is the first time in modern history that America has been behind on innovation, behind on education, behind in finances. I just
Mhm.
had a meeting this morning with a crypto tax product. Man, listen, if you're not in the academy, get in the academy. Wait till you see when these guys come on board and the information I learned this morning. Absolutely crazy. We what was the count? We have a majority of students in house today.
Yeah. Yep.
Any new guys?
No, it was no new people.
All right, so listen, let me tell y'all something. And if you're watching this on the replay and you're an AI person, you're not in Skype Academy, figure it out. You got a little bit of a window. So for me, I'm not looking to even compete with the internet in the future. I'm just going to create likenesses of the content that we create. I'm out. I'm out. There's no need to do it anymore. You understand? Because it's going to be all over the place. One big home shopping network. Everybody's going to be able to say, "Hey, give me a business like Skype Academy," and make them look better than Steve and Champ.
Yeah.
Actually, make them white. Like, look at those guys. They know everything. Like that simple of a prompt. So, matter of fact, this one right here is crazy. And then I gotta go.
Yeah.
um, guys, you got to get those AI impact reports. So listen, what we did was the ones that we ran already, we kind of added them to a pool. You can get those within a day, and they're $37. So if somebody had already ran something within your industry, you can see the list. Sonia dropped the site a few times in there. Your
Yep.
kids, I'm seeing people sending their kids to college, and I'm like, yo, you putting this kid in a burning building with debt. Y'all worried about meme coins? That's the rug pull. The educational system that's not even preparing them for the future. Because if you think every 7 months there's an advancement in this technology, you are locking your kid in or yourself in for 4 years, 2 years, or whatever the next iteration of what you're going to do. And you have no clue what that shit's going to look like. You think those admission officers are saying, I don't think that's a good idea for you. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh.
Just because it's free and you don't have to pay anything on the walk-in doesn't mean that you don't owe anything. But on top of that, why waste your time with something that's going to be like obsolete? We could look back on this in a couple years, and the one thing that I know I'm gonna go down in history for is like, damn, that fucking guy really cared about people. Straight up, I did
Yeah.
everything I could, everything I learned, I taught, I everything. But the
Mhm.
culture just doesn't want to fucking get it together. We have one opportunity within the next 4 years to make as much money as possible. You know what the accountant guy told me today? He said Trump came in and did away with all of Biden's tax situations. So they already had a 1099D, D for digital, already set up, right? So with that digital situation, and I want to get you guys this link here, and Champ, you can share it with them. I'll get it to you. This is the funniest shit ever.
Got you.
So with the Trump administration, right? They got rid of the 1099D, so there's no disclosure. There's no taxes being paid on crypto during his administration, guys. I need you guys to understand what that means. Here's the other part. He got rid of another law that's been on the books that kind of protects foreign investments to come into the United States, where it's like some money laundering stuff. He got rid of that. Remember, Biden and them, well, Obama and them wanted you to disclose who is the owners of LLCs and corporations. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck I need to put my public information for? You'll get it on the tax forms.
Yeah.
When I file and you give me a K1, you'll know who all the partners are. But then you start to let other people kind of peek into like what we're doing. That ain't it. Right. So that got nixed. So Trump comes in, he gets rid of that other thing. So now what he's doing, you see how he's collecting all this money? He's like, oh, such and such is giving us $1 trillion. This country's giving us $500 million to innovate, right? You can do the exact same thing. So when you guys are sitting here, you're watching an old system being dismantled. It is going to be privatized. That means that yes, crypto would be centralized, but we as people can still operate in centralized industries. They don't give a fuck what you do.
Hmm.
You set your own rules, your own parameters, your own money, your own currency, your own flow. Everybody has a right to something. Okay, so when Trump takes away the obligations of being able to collect this money, now people internationally can send money over here without having to disclose where they got the money from. And you watch him collecting and raising money for what he says is the country, but they're investing in those AI projects. You not, because you're not paying attention to it. They're investing in those crypto projects. You're not, because you're not paying attention to it. So when y'all crying about all this inflation and tariffs, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down, like Professor D says,
Hmm.
right? And the reason I say that is because you're focused on the wrong things. Homegirl this morning, flew back to the States from Colombia. She's like, yo, America, she's in Atlanta. She's like, yo, y'all losing y'all light. Y'all look horrible out here. This is how we are looking to the world stage right now.
Real talk.
Like, where's that hustler spirit and that mentality to say, yo, nah, the old guard is dead. That working your way to wealth for your pension and shit like that, man, stop with the nonsense. It's done. That's not our generation's movements anymore. So we giving you we're showing you the chessboard and how they moving it. They're telling you it so you can validate it every day on the news. And somehow, some way, you don't have time for this. They're gonna have to reclassify people. I'm talking about like beyond mental illness. And they got a pill for it because you identifying yourself with a job that don't even give a fuck about you. Can't work or save your way to wealth. You have to invest. You have to know the knowledge. You have to know how to apply it. And even if you were lucky to have the AI situation, when you go up against 10,000 Asians and 100,000 Indians and all these other people in these other countries that are already emerging who are cheaper than you, who you think they're going to hire? Let's talk about it.
Mm.
I'm embarrassed at the culture. Embarrassed. You waiting for them to tell you what you need to do? Good luck. The technology is moving too fast. And even when it was slow, they never put us in position to win. So now you got the opportunity to grab the bull by the horn and y'all fucking around, man. I promise you, whoever this is supposed to land on is supposed to land on.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking up. You will not have any opportunities. That means you can't create nothing for you or your family. You will rely on a system. Yeah, they gotta have universal basic income for y'all, but it's gonna come with some shit.
Yep. They say jump, you gotta jump.
Send this playback to whoever you need to send this shit to after. I don't need the money. I don't need the money. I've been upskilling myself. I don't need to do this. Just annoyed that we just can't like get in a position to close this wealth gap, man. It's just dumb. They got us focusing on like opportunities that they give us through affirmative action and DEI. Those are handouts. Fuck, man. It's whack. You know, and the worst position is I just feel bad for the kids because you just get born into a system where it's like, man, I ain't asked to come here for this shit. And then now I got to inherit my parent who's like not even fucking understanding what the hell's going on. That's not fair because you putting them at a deficit. Annoyed by it. I care.
Real talk.
Get your report. Straight up, man. Get your report. At least know where you stand at your job. You think by closing your eyes and ignoring this that this shit's gonna go away? They're not gonna stop innovating. If I had a button, I'll stop it. But I don't have the control over that. So I did what the next thing is. And it was call to action and create this whole group. It's free.
Free. Mm-hmm.
I created a free group. There's 700 and something people and there's 46 people in this room. What the fuck, man? Really? And then when I look at the analytics, y'all not even finishing the courses we put together. What money are we making right now?
Donut. This is
And
free.
then everybody who took the report is like, oh, it's super valuable. It put me on the track. Or I left my job. Or I'm pivoting here. And oh, okay, I see what's happening. Every single feedback from it. Okay. So take over. I'll get on my phone, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to AI for breakfast, too, by the way, guys. Good morning. I just sorry. Hit you on the head like that.
Way to tool him up early in the
Listen,
morning.
I say that with love, man. I don't know how much more to like, how many different more ways to say it. When I'm like polite about the shit, it's like, all right, cool. I get to it. I get to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I get the crypto part. That could be a little difficult to wrap your head around, but y'all tripping. The information I heard today, absolutely crazy. These guys are going to make money hand over fist and not have to hand it over to the government.
No.
Y'all don't want tax-free money? Oh, y'all want to work from income and then you want to pay taxes because that system's already set up, right? Unless I'm missing something. Y'all getting taxes still taken out of your shit, or you're fine. There's no taxes being taken out of your job. I'm just
Yeah.
asking. Dropping one in the chat if you still getting taxed.
Hell yeah, they still get taxed.
I don't know. I don't want to like
Yeah.
mistalk and be like, yo, he's tripping. They don't tax us. I don't have a formal paycheck. All right, so they're still taxing.
Hell yeah, they still get
Okay.
taxed.
Oh, and I'm
Everybody.
over it. Yeah, I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over it too.
Real talk. Is that
Yo, just do the work, guys. I don't care where you get the information from. Just do the work. But you're competing against a global market right now. Remember, they was already hiring, bringing foreigners in with visas, and now they don't even got to bring them into the country anymore. They just hire them from out there. And now those foreigners who are even taking the phone jobs, they're done, and they were like $2 an hour. Now it's just computer automated, and every nurse forget about it. You guys are cooked. You guys are cooked. The amount of women I know in the culture that are nurses, and I'm not saying that men aren't either, but just that's kind of the thing. I just go to nursing school. You're cooked. $8 an hour, robot nurse. There's no like personal touch anymore. So even me as a consumer, I'm like, I'm over humans. I'm over it. I bring my own stuff up. It's like,
yeah.
what's this? A mango? I'm like, it's a papaya. And I gotta like put all the codes in to just make sure there's barcodes on every like people are just lost out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely lost. And it's gonna get even worse. And I'm gonna show you a video when I get in the car. But good morning again.
Yo,
My name is Steve Bayon from Skyton Academy. For anybody that's new on here. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but
nah, we ain't sorry. Ain't no
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'll be
Way,
back.
way to tool him up.
All right, continue.
My God. Yeah, real talk. But listen, all that to say is we're giving you guys the blueprint, right? The passion that you guys are seeing from Steve is like This is the realest thing that you could ever get. This is two people that's holding you guys accountable 100%, laying it out on the line for you. We're not being incentivized for this, right? These live calls, the way we curate the courses, everything is all laid out for you. We're giving you guys the alley-oop. Let me hit you up with this. Bill Gates, one of the sharpest minds in technology, he just made a stark prediction that every single person in the world should sit up and pay attention to. He said there's only going to be three jobs that will survive the AI revolution. Three. I'm going to break it down. He said it's going to be those who build AI. So we're talking about innovators, coders, engineers, designing the next generation of AI systems, the architects of the digital future. If you're in software development, machine learning, data science, you're part of that team that's going to shape what AI becomes, right? Then you got number two, those who actually train AI. This is going to be experts, quote unquote, who fine tune the AI, ensure that it learns correctly and ethically, right? Think about data curators, quality assurance specialists, AI ethicists, or ethics advisors. They're all like the teachers of digital students that's going to guide them to understand our world and act accordingly in it. And then finally, you've got those who tell AI what to do. Now, I'm not just talking about people who give in commands, right? Or just giving general prompts. It's about having critical insight to direct AI towards solving real world problems, right? You're literally a strategist, an expert, a domain expert, decision makers. You understand technology and the industry as a whole. These are the ones who will use AI as a tool to drive innovation rather than letting it just drive you. Now, everybody else, and I'm intentionally pausing like this, you're at risk. Imagine your job as a role in a large corporation. If you're not building, training, or guiding the AI, you're essentially part of the routine task that this AI and these machines and automation already do, and they do them relentlessly. Consider this: AI doesn't call in sick, right? It doesn't ask for raises, it doesn't take lunch breaks, it just operates continuously, getting better, faster, cheaper every single passing minute and hour. Now, think about the impact on industries that you know well: customer service, data entry, um, aspects of legal work. Already seeing AI step in. Jobs that required human touch are now being automated, with companies realizing that they can save millions of dollars by letting the software just handle these mundane, repetitive tasks. And here's a critical point: this isn't like something that's going to happen gradually, that's light years away. If your role doesn't fall within one of these three buckets, your position already could be replaced and is on the chopping block by AI driven software in the next 12 to 36 months. That means you got 1 to 3 years from now, and it's already happening. So this isn't like something that's like on the horizon. This is already taking place. So again, I'm not here to fearmonger by any means, right? But you got 1 to 3 years to either find a job or upskill yourself, because your actual position might not be there no more. It's going to be replaced by a machine that doesn't sleep. It don't take breaks. It's not subject to human error. So again, this isn't fear mongering. This is clear data driven warning. And this is coming from Bill Gates, right? With a little sprinkle from Champ to break it all down, to put this in a perspective. Because a lot of times people they're not going to care. They're not going to pay attention to these little articles that they see. We get hit and bombarded with so much data and so much news every single day that 90% of us not even paying attention to it at all. It's like people just truly don't care because there's so much information and data out there. Sometimes people just block it out and they still continue to do what they do. which is fine. Everybody has free will. You all have the ability to make decisions and choices on your own, right? That's fine, 100%. But you guys got to let all of this stuff just really sink in, right? People who are at the top of the pinnacle, right, in these tech industries are telling you what's about to happen. They're not just throwing around predictions, right? Innovation is meeting a breakneck pace. The window for learning and adapting is closing super fast. So if you're not actively shifting your skill set to build, train, or manage AI, you're risking not being here in a world that's rapidly leaving everybody else behind, right? Who can't keep up. And that's crazy. So it leaves you with a choice, right? Adapt or be replaced. It's that simple. And the time to act is now. Like we literally laid it out for you guys today. You've seen the renderings that we created. And that came from an idea from my son, just wanting to create a graphic. And I immediately went into, listen, let's turn this into a business. Hold on. Let me let Steve in real quick. Steve, that's you?
Yeah, now you good.
Got you. Okay. Got you.
Okay, okay. No, I just wanted to just be on mute. Go ahead, you can finish.
All right, now I got you. Yeah, nah, this is crazy. We just literally laid out. You guys seen real renderings from real verticals that are being created, right? On my end, I just showed you a graphic of what the tech can do, right? Implementation, execution. Steve showed his own vertical. He took the technology, leveraged it. He cut out graphic designers, architects, the time that it would take, the money that it would cost for this to be created and curated, especially to his liking. He did this through technology. He leveraged it. Boom. This is at your fingertips. And the one thing that people ask me still to this day, yo, how can I leverage this stuff? Yo, you think my job gonna be replaced? Yes, 100%. But this is the only way that you can circumvent that. Educating yourself. We gave you guys so many courses on a walkthrough for AI. And again, Steve said it, they're not being completed. We check the analytics. We go through this stuff on purpose because we're trying to create even greater courses for you guys, more courses for you guys. But if you're not finishing them, taking them, who is it landed on? This is why we create the AI impact report. We even created ones that are already done, lowered the price. We dropped them. $37 for pre-made AI.
Yo, listen, Chad, listen. Let's just pivot another way, man, because that's just you can't beat the dead horse, but so much. Let me give you guys, let me put something else in perspective for you guys, right?
Talk to me.
So if I'm telling you that I'm no longer looking to create businesses online anymore, right? Because when you go into a venture, you have to see what's the saturation of that market, right? How much shares of that particular market can I grab? All right. That's I'm just bringing you into an entrepreneur's mindset, right? So not only am I an entrepreneur, but I'm a person that could look out and see way far out. And it's been telling me, like, Steve, you know what? You need to you got about one more year left with doing this because then you're going to.
Steve, you froze. He froze on your end? Yep. Every time. Every time. All right, so hold on.
Got to have this information. Yeah. So when I look at the time crunch, I'm starting to make my moves a little bit sooner than before it happens. This is how you strategize, guys. You don't wait till it happens and then say, "Oh, I'm going to go get the skills." You're too late. There's actually people already been skilling, upskilling, right?
the job market is going to get smaller. It's not a one-to-one. It's not, oh, get rid of this department and then bring another department back in. No, one person could probably operate the whole department. So, prime example, I have a friend who's in the movie industry, and Chance in Georgia. So Georgia was a big place for them to shoot movies. I don't know if they're going to uh, reissue the tax credits for movies and stuff like that. Right? It's kind of on the chopping block. Cool. There's no work in Georgia for people who are in the movie industry. Tyler Perry cut back his expansion project. Remember, his expansion project was going to bring back more jobs. He was dumping hundreds of millions of dollars in. Once this AI talk came, it's like there's no need for it anymore. You know what I watched? Because my wife had to kind of put this in perspective for me, so I don't want to leave you guys with like it thinking it's going to be gloom and doom. For those of you who ain't like doing much, and I'm not talking about the ones on the call. Clearly, you're here. But for the ones that are ignoring it, ignorance is not bliss. It's dangerous, right? That's fine. You'll get what's coming. For those of you who are on the cusp that kind of know, and then you're doing the right things, but you still kind of feel defeated. Let me give you an example. So when the industry leaves and no one's really shooting movies anymore, guess where everybody's at now? Back in Broadway. George Clooney, Denzel Washington. So everybody's moving back to the people. You could still have brick and mortar business. You just have to get back to craftsmanship. You got to get back to knowing how to treat people, right? You got to get back to like how Champ and I operate here, where it's like, yeah, you can go to a robot group, but you're not going to get them to care, right? The first iteration of it is it's gonna deliver it in a sense of like just giving you the information, which is cool. But then that when you invest in people, it's a lot different, right? You guys are investing in us. That's what separates us from other humans that you have the ability to invest in. You understand? So all of Hollywood is moving to Broadway. So this is my wife pointing this out, and I'm like, now I'm seeing it. She's like, listen, when the jobs go away, things are going to happen, right? People are going to find other interests. Families are going to start to connect more. You understand? Maybe there'll be more wives at home and or husbands, right? And taking care of the children. And the reason I said wives first is because you guys have this innate ability to like create a lot. And when you're working for corporate America or you're giving your hours to somebody else, you're kind of cutting the thing short. So in our household, we utilize, my wife being the person that just holds everything together. I couldn't even imagine if she was going out to go work for somebody. I couldn't even imagine it because for all that she does, the amount of things that she puts together, and then the stuff that she's working on her own. When women can get to that place of like, just not having to wear the pants and the hats and the this and the that, and just sit in their genius, the world changes. But they knew it immediately once they put these women on the tax roll and started this whole women's movement. And I'm like, shit, we're cooked. They're just creating a bunch of men out here. Just giving you my opinion on it. So she's like, no, people start stepping into what they're really put here to do. We're not put here to work like this. I don't know if y'all realize this. Even all this consuming of information, this is like, we're robots, man. Our brains don't have the capacity to be keeping up with all this data. Let me ask y'all a question and just put it in the chat. And my friend just posed this to me the other day. He was like, yo, if we didn't have to worry about money or pay for things, would we be doing half the things that we're doing right now? And you don't have to put it in the chat, but just sit with that. That's my homework to y'all. And that'll tell you exactly what you would be doing. But because you need to make money, we'll do things that we don't even want to do. That ain't it. So when I'm doing this South American project, it's not a matter of like, yeah, great, it's a resort. No, it's a place for me to be able to just go, relax, meet people, and connect with real people. Not this metaverse situation that's going on. It's a place for me to go. When I look at the makeup of like Latin and Central America, these places aren't looking to like gamify the real world the way America is. So even if you upskill yourself and you lived in a smart city, still dumb. Not you, just the whole idea and concept of it is dumb. This is dumb. We realize that most of the stuff that they start with the word smart tends to dumb us down. So, Champ, if you want to play that video I sent you in the message, just to share with them. But nah, just honestly, guys, sit with that because you'll start to see. Because even for me, as much as I'm teaching it, I'm not looking to really upskill myself. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm just doing it, to kind of pass some stuff along to my kids. But for me to go make myself valuable in the workforce, yeah, I'm upskilling myself for my businesses now. But I'm also setting up that my next iteration of life, which is like I don't want to live in a digital world, right? I don't want to keep text messaging people. I don't want to keep speaking on video to people. I want to hold a mastermind and have you guys come out and we meet in person and share of energy and ideas in person, you know,
Mhm.
because it's so easy for us to cut off now. You could just log off of here. Like, I ain't listening to him no more. But if we're having a real conversation, you tend to have to, your stamina's up a little bit more. Now, these kids, they can't even look you in the face. They can't even talk to you. They can't even hold a conversation because they're text messaging. They don't know how to formulate sentences. So now you bring this chat GPT in. This video is funny, but it's sad. Go ahead.
Thank, thank, thank you.
Maybe instead, you should say, Dear John, I wanted to say thank you for taking the time to meet for lunch last week. I enjoyed our. We are excited about the idea of merging our companies and believe it would be a mutually beneficial partnership. Dear Marissa, the feeling is mutual. We will miss you here, but understand that you are on to bigger and better. Please feel that as a reference in the future. All the best, Garrett.
No. Yo, that is wild.
It just laugh and not cry, man. You know what I mean? You just gotta laugh and not cry. Yeah, we'll send it. Send the link to everybody, man. Just have at it.
Oh,
Have
no.
at it. And then when you send a link on, listen, forward it to your people on IG, and then tell them comment the word AVN1 or just drop Sonia. If you can just drop the website for them to get access to the free group. Send that to your friends and say, "Yo, guys, this is funny, but this is sad. You need to join this group." just so you don't end up behind a computer looking like that in 30 years, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man.
Yo, that is wild.
Yeah, I just had to lighten it up a little bit. But if you look behind the scenes of that, you got to know that where we're headed, right? Because if history repeats itself, you can't tell me that we can't devolve as a human, as a race. This has nothing to do with an individual. I'm just talking about the choices you make today can either have you looking like that in the future or somebody you love looking like that in the future. Nobody in my circle gonna be like that. I promise you that one.
Real talk.
So with that said, I'm already putting things in perspective with how I want my future life to look because I have control of that. I'm not waiting for these guys to change this whole thing up and do whatever and think that I'm gonna be okay. We're going to a tech city. You're bugging. I don't even want to scan anything right now. My iris, my retina, my D. I don't want to give anything out to anybody. I've always been that type of guy. So how could Steve live in a tech city? How? They're already telling you this is these tech oligarchs, man. This is the future of it. So when Trump got inaugurated, go back to the tape. Look at everybody that was behind him. Those are the most powerful men and women in the world, and they were all tech people. And that's their number one thing is how to control the world and play God with it. And they're putting all the stuff out there, and we're eating it up. Even just this conversation on Zoom is part of the plan. The convenience culture. So choosing South America, choosing Latin America, making sure that these are countries that are going to hold culture and tradition. That's where I want to be.
Powerful. Sure, I think we can take him out on that one if you want.
I don't got nothing left, man. I'm all out of energy this great Saturday morning.
Yeah. Yeah, listen. That we'll leave it on that note. But listen, guys, the opportunity is here. right? You got to be ready, right? It's three types of people who will survive the shift. That's that. Get the AI impact report. You guys are already part of Skyton Academy. Get your education, get secured in your positions, because there's not going to be any do-overs. So that's a wrap for this week's AI for Breakfast. From image generators that feel like magic to AI that understands you better than your boss. This isn't science fiction. This is a new reality, right? We're not here to chase trends. We're here to decode them and help you turn insight into action. So until next time, stay sharp, stay hungry, and remember, AI doesn't replace you, but somebody using it just might. Catch you guys on the next AI for Breakfast.